Hello, welcome to Ed's Reading with Owls for children of 7 and over. I've got two fantastic books for you this month. The first book is by the wonderful writer Linda Newbury, and this is called Lob. And the second is by another fantastic writer, Jenny Nimmo, and this book is The Secret Kingdom. More about that in a minute. The first book then, Lob, by Linda Newbury. In this book, Lucy goes to stay with her grandparents in the country. She absolutely adores being there. She has a very special relationship with her grandparents, particularly her grandfather. And I'm going to read a little bit from the very beginning of the book, which really sort of sets the scene and the fantastic atmosphere in this story. Lob, said Grandpa Will in the summer garden. Oh, he's older than anyone can tell, older than the trees, older than anybody. And what does he do? Asked Lucy. She knew the answer, but liked Grandpa to tell her. Lob work, that's what he does. Odd jobs around the place. He always said it like that, lob work. Whenever he and Lucy were out here, Grandpa would look at a well-tended onion bed or a watering can filled and ready, and he'd smile. And sometimes he'd look towards a hedge as if someone was there. When Lucy looked too, she'd see only a quiver in the leaves. A mouse, perhaps, or a spider. The thing about Lob was that not everyone could see him. Most people couldn't. How long has Lob been here? Lucy asked. She knew the story, but liked hearing it over and over again. Oh, a long, long time. Long before you were born. Before your dad was born, Grandpa said, his voice settling comfortably into the telling. So Lob, of course, is a very, very special person. Some people think that Lob doesn't really exist, but Lucy and her grandfather know that he does. Now, however, so far into the story, something absolutely terrible happens to Lucy, a really awful event for her, and she wonders if she's ever going to see Lob again. But the story goes on, and it is beautifully told, and it really is. I just can't recommend this book highly enough. It is fantastic, so I do hope you will enjoy it. The second book is The Secret Kingdom by Jenny Nimmo. I'm going to read to you again from the very beginning of this book, which again absolutely sets the scene brilliantly. There was once a secret kingdom. It was hidden from the world by a forest as wide and as deep as the sea. The people who lived there had never known war, but they had heard of it. Stories of terrible strife and cruelty in the outside world had been passed down from the ancestors who had founded the kingdom. And so, although the people had never fought a battle, they could imagine it. They kept their spears polished to a high degree, and they painted fierce animals on their stout wooden shields. They even posted a watch in the tall towers that stood at each of the four corners of the palace. The king was everything a king should be. Standing a head taller than most of his subjects, he was wise and just and dignified. He favoured brightly coloured robes and golden jewellery, which he wore looped in long ropes around his neck and in wide bracelets on his arms. Yet the crown he wore was a slim gold band, almost hidden in his thick black hair. It was 1,000 years old and had once adorned the head of the first ruler of the secret kingdom. The queen was a mystery. She was a very quiet woman given to dreaming. It was believed that the king had chosen her for her exceptional beauty, but this was only part of the truth. He loved her for her fine mind, her kindness, and the magical quality of her voice. Now, the king and queen have two children. They have a young princess and then the young prince, Timoken. Now, some dreadful creatures who are called Virides attack the secret kingdom, and Timoken has to go on a very dangerous journey. He does have some things which help protect him. He does have a magical moon cloak. He is also able to talk to animals, and he's able to fly, so this really does help him get away from the Virides. But the Virides, what they're really after is his magical cloak. Timoken felt the Virides' gaze upon him. Its eyes were red, like embers without the black dot of a pupil, without a heart. Pitiless, they bored into his very bones. So this is a very exciting but very, very dangerous journey. Beautifully told in this story by Jenny Nimmo. I really, again, I can't recommend this book highly enough. I do hope that you will print out the fun activities that I've written to accompany both of these books. I hope you enjoy the books and the activities.